I'm gonna wash some of this mud off the old-fashioned way with puddles. Hopefully they're not like 12 feet deep or something crazy. Nope. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dork side. It is I, your friendly neighborhood dork in the road. I thought it might be cool to talk about my recent change in my garage area that was sort of spurred on by acquiring this CRF250L. So the topic of today's video is how to make a man cave for $6. And it's called that because that's exactly what I did. So my garage was kind of a mess. I've been meaning to clean it up forever. I'm sure, like many of you, things just sort of begin to accumulate in there, and then you think, oh, I'll move this, and eventually I'll clean it all out, and next thing you know, it's a huge project that you don't have time to tackle all at once. But when I got the second motorcycle, the space in the garage was a little cramped with all the extra garbage everywhere, and so I resolved that I would clean up the garage. I realized I got a heck of a lot of room in that garage, and my wife suggested, why don't you make a man cave? So I got the garage cleaned out. That was step one. Had room for both motorcycles and a bunch of extra space. About a quarter of the garage was clear and ready to create my cigar lounge slash man cave. Step two was figuring out what I wanted in the man cave. So I knew that I wanted a place to sit comfortably and smoke cigars, and I knew that I wanted something to do, entertain myself while I did that. And I'm a bit of a video game fan. You probably figured that out already. I have in my house several consoles that are in varying state of use. I typically trade them in, don't hang on to them, but in this case I still had a Wii laying around, and I have a Super Nintendo. So next up was acquiring furniture. I happen to have an old coffee table that I've hung on to forever that I've also used as a TV stand. So I repurposed it back, got it out, made it back into a TV stand. And I had a friend who was throwing away his couch because one of the cushions was ripped. So I duct taped the cushion, covered it in a blanket, and now that's the couch in my man cave. A couple other friends that were storing, there's this old coffee table that wasn't in great shape. That's a lot smaller than the one I'm using for the TV stand, so that's my new coffee table. And I got an old rug that somebody had, and I just lucked out because my friends had these things, but I also spent a lot of time scouring Craigslist, and a ton of people. You can find 4 to 5 couches here locally, and this isn't the hugest urban area, so at any given time it seems like there are that many things on Craigslist. Couches, love seats, whatever. I saw people giving away DLP TVs. So if you could find one with a new bulb, that's the trick with a DLP TV, is probably they're giving it away because the bulb's going out and you're going to be out $50, which still is not a bad deal if you've got the space for one of those TVs. You just got to replace the bulb yourself. Or you could do what I did, and I found on Craigslist, because I knew I was using a Wii and a Super Nintendo, I didn't need an HD TV, and in fact those systems look better, at least the Super Nintendo, on CRT TVs than they do on LCD or LED TVs. So I just kept an eye on Craigslist, checked every other day or every day to see if anyone was giving away a cool or a decent shape CRT TV, and I happened to come across a guy giving, I caught it right after he put the ad up. He was giving away a true flat RCA 20 or 32-inch CRT TV. So I sent him an email. I was like, bro, I want to take your TV, and he's like, cool, come and get it. So I went over there, picked it up in my truck, wrapped it in a tarp because it was raining, and it was old. As you know, those old CRTs are heavy as hell, so he helped me load it, or I helped him load it, and I did manage to unload it back at the house by myself, but I only had to go from the opening of the garage 12 feet to the table where I was planning on putting the TV. So right now, if you go into my garage, I have my friend's old couch, a ratty old rug that I got from somebody, that Craigslist TV sitting on top of my old coffee table that was actually my grandma's, which is why I've kept it. The other crappy coffee table I got, end table that we weren't using, so I snagged it and put it out there. And I hooked up my Wii and my Super Nintendo, and I got myself a sweet little cigar lounge out there. And you might be asking yourself, but Dork in the Road, you said that you spent $6. What did you spend $6 on? As I mentioned, it's a cigar lounge, so I had to get some cool old glass ashtrays, and to do that I went to Goodwill and found 2 ashtrays for $3 a piece. I spent $6 on those, brought them home, and I was all set up. So what we've discovered since then is the cigar smoke likes to make its way into the house. Not too bad, but I needed to work out a way to have ventilation, so I also had a crappy old space heater that I got down out of the rafters and set up in there so I could keep the side door to the garage cracked. It is not a bad setup. I'll try to put a picture in for you guys to check out what I mean. It's not like the fanciest place. I wouldn't bring the Queen of England out there or anything like that. But it's comfortable and a cool place for me and my friends to hang out, smoke cigars, drink whiskey, and talk about motorcycles mostly, especially because they'll both be sitting there 5 feet away. That's my story. Those are my tips. That's my advice for how you can create a low-cost man cave of your own. Now, step one is you have to have a place. So now if you don't have a garage, it's a little tougher. I guess you could buy a shed or something, but kind of expensive. But really just clean out your garage, and then there's ample furniture available on Craigslist. You can get a TV on Craigslist. Yeah, you're not going to be able to buy a Super Nintendo or get a free Super Nintendo or a game system probably, but I bet you could find a shitty old VCR or just get an antenna. You could watch TV. You could run cable out there. Lots of options for entertainment while you hang out in your garage / man cave. So if you have questions about man caving, at least ghetto man caving like I've done, I'd be happy to answer them. Please feel free to leave them in the comments. But for now, I just want to say thank you for watching, and don't forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.